Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the series of Python for Beginners. So as you can see on my screen, today we are going to talk about before you start, you must know these things. So these are the topics for today. So first of all, we'll talk about history, then we'll talk about the advantages, then we'll talk about Python 2 versus Python 3, then we'll talk about which one you should learn. So let's get started. So Python was released in 1991. So before its release in 1991, Dutch programmer Guido van Rossum had been working on Python since late 1980s. He created Python from a previously failed program called the ABA language made by the Centrum Wiskunde and Informatica, which is CWI Research Institute in the Netherlands. Rossum transformed the code into a simple, innovative language that would revolutionize the global programming community. It was meant as a scripting language for Amoeba, a distributed operating system used by the CWI. As Python grew with major releases and improved its ease and accessibility by the edits of other programmers, it has become one of the most commonly used and learned languages today. It has influenced the birth of Perl and Ruby and other complex languages. So the current version if we'll talk about is 3.9.0 at the time of making of this video. So as Python grew with major releases and improved in its ease and accessibility by the edits of other programs, which we have already said, it is like most commonly used language right now. So it is one of the most commonly used and learned languages today, and companies like Netflix, Uber, Reddit, Spotify, etc. are using it. So these companies use Python, and they are in the using it, and others are still in the process of updating their backends to code to support Python. Let's move on to the advantages. So what are the advantages? First advantage would be the flexibility. So how do we talk about the flexibility part? That you can reuse the same code base for different applications and change or add any objects that are needed. The other very famous feature is automatic memory management. When a function or an object is no longer used, you don't need to look for it or to delete it. Python automatically tracks this and throws out the unused code to free up the space. The next point is huge and expansive library. It gives programmers limitless possibilities on code and features, allowing for efficiency in writing code written in Python. So no need for writing new or more code, since there is a high chance that you will find what you are looking for in the Python standard library. So this is one of the main advantages. Other advantage I would say is readability. See, the so Python is like the simple language is ideal for beginners in coding. We all know who might find it difficult to remember certain syntax or functions name. Python's basic syntax, consisting of plain English words instead of complicated jargons, helps novice programmers or the new programmers acclimate to the coding world. The next would be open source. So as an open source language, Python is accessible and free for anyone to use. Because of this, other programmers have helped debug and refine it over the years. That also means that there is an immensely supportive community as well as the expansive libraries. So overall, an abundance of resources. The next point is simplicity and ease of usage. So you should know this that Python is the base for frameworks like Pyramid and Django. So providing simplicity and ease of use for Python developers. Python frameworks are fantastic tools to use for developing an app rapidly while maintaining the high standard. So these are the other advantages. So let's talk about the another advantage, which is an interpreted language. So what do you understand by interpreted language? So Python is an interpreted language, which means that the Python code directly executes the code line by line. In case of any error, it stops there, right there, for further execution and reports back the error which has occurred. So this is the another advantage. Portability is again one of the advantages, which means that in many languages like C, C++, you need to change your code to run the program on different platforms. That is not the same with Python. You only write once and run it anywhere. However, this is one of the main points that you should remember. You should be careful not to include any system dependent features. So this is the one of the main advantage. Let's talk about Python 2 and Python 3. So this is the third topic for today. So the first thing is Python 3 is a multi-paradigm language. Python 2 lacks a lot. So what does this mean? It means that Python 3 has variety of classification for its purposes. With its functionality, Python 3 is perfect for a broad range of things like web development, data science, which is very famous right now, and analytics scripting. With the one way to do something aspect, the unlimited possibilities become more narrow and simpler for programmers. On the other hand, the complete overhaul of Python 2 was not necessarily because of its language is bad. The purpose of switching to Python 3 was to support typing, a system that establishes a set of variables or characteristics to the type property. Python 2 is an untyped language, which impedes on creating a new code. So Python 3 improves the ease of writing and understanding code as well as the performance of code's runtime. So this is one of the things. There is one more thing which is known as the syntax differences. So if for an example, if you print hello in Python 2, it becomes in Python 2 it becomes print, you have to use the bracket part, which is another thing. On the other hand, Python 2 is not forward compatible. So what does this mean? As for libraries, Python 2 is not forward compatible like Python 3. Not only this incompatibility prevent the usage of Python 2 for newer version, but it also complicates the process of porting Python 2 libraries to Python 3. So if you are just starting at Python, this isn't something to worry about just yet. Porting is left for more advanced programmer, which we are not going to talk about right now. And the other feature is dividing numbers. So Python 2, if you will give for an example, Python 2 would give round down to the nearest whole number in integer division. If you divide 5 divided by 2, it will return you 2, while Python 3 gives the exact number. So 5 divided by 2 returns 2.5. So this is again the feature. So now the main question, which one you should learn. So the first thing is Python 3 is definite victor. So why? It's clearly a winner. It's the safest choice, especially for novice programmers who are unsure as to what programming specialization they want to pursue. Python 3 readability, functionality, and popularity give it the upper hand on the competitive world. Most importantly, it makes sense to learn the latest version of Python, especially when Python 2 is quickly running out of steam. And with the de-announcement of Python 2, numerous companies like Facebook are racing to update their codes to Python 3. Python 3 is certainly easier to grasp than Python 2. Furthermore, it's pretty rare to come across a modern company that uses Python 2 except for the sake of legacy. For those who still do that, it's usually because of the libraries that have yet to be Python 3 compatible. So you can see the tick sign, which means Python 3 is clearly a winner. So I hope that you have understood everything that we have taught today, the 4 topics which we were talking about, and this will help you choose which one you should pick. And this course will most importantly talk about Python 3, so you guys have to install that. We'll talk about that in the next video. So guys, I hope you have understood everything. If there is an issue, please feel free to comment below and we'll address that. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.